I have a book haul for you today. I'm so excited. It's been a long time since I did a book haul. And I feel like I'm in a better place mentally. So also say hi to my little baby doll. That's what I call her as a nickname since her name is Dolly. Can you say hi to our besties, Dolly? She's having a nice little nappy on the bed. Yes. Okay. Up first, super excited about Richard Osman's new book, The Impossible Fortune. This is the Thursday, I won't say that word on YouTube so I don't get banned, club. I love that series. I hope that this is just as good as all the other books in his series. If you haven't read that series, boy, are you missing out. Yeah, you can jump up here, baby. I think Baby Doll wants to come join us. She's thinking about jumping up here on my desk. She's a lot more adventurous because she's in her kitten era. So, yeah, okay, now she's on the desk. Let's see if she knocks anything over. This will be a little more interesting here, trying to juggle things with her on my desk, but we'll make do. So, as for reading the synopsis, it's been a quiet year. Here she is. Can you see her? Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can, she's looking. But the camera's not quite. There she is. There she is. Okay. It's been a quiet year for the Thursday You-Know-What Club. Joyce is busy with table plans and first dances. Elizabeth is grieving. Ron is dealing with family troubles. Oh, she just turned my light out. This is going to be fun, besties. Dolly's bringing a lot of entertainment to these videos. Oh, and there's her tail. Okay, just ignore the tail. Ron is dealing with family troubles, and Ibrahim is still providing therapy to his favorite criminal. But when Elizabeth meets Nick, a wedding guest asking for her help, she finds the thrill of the chase is ignited once again. And when Nick disappears without a trace, his cagey business partner becomes the gang's next stop. It seems the duo have something valuable, something worth unaliving for. Joyce's daughter Joanna jumps into the fray I'm trying to keep an eye on her and read at the same time. To help the gang as they seek answers. Has someone kidnapped Nick? And what's this uncrackable code they keep hearing about? Plunged back into action once more, can four friends solve the puzzle and an unaliving in time? That sounds delightful. I'm starting this book today because I cannot wait to dive into that one. Okay, another one I picked up. I've seen somebody was talking about this, I think, a while back, and I thought it looked interesting. I used to work as a clerk at Hallmark, so I liked the idea of a novel about, ladies who work in a shop girls, by Jessica Anya, is it Blau, maybe? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. A delightful and heartfelt novel of found family growing up and the best and worst of the 1980s, set in San Francisco's most exclusive department store. That just sounds appealing to me. 19-year-old Zippy can hardly believe it. She's the newest and youngest salesgirl at I. Magnin, San Francisco's finest department store. Every week she rotates her 3 spruced-up Salvation Army outfits and Vaseline-shined pumps. Still, she's thrilled to walk those pumps through the employee entrance 5 days a week as she saves to buy something new. For a girl who grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment above a liquor store with her mother and her mother's madcap husband Howard, a girl who wanted to go to college but had no help in figuring out how, I. Magnin represents a real chance for a better and more elegant life, or at the very least, a more interesting one. So I thought that sounded like fun, just because of my past history, Then the cover of this just looked unique. I thought that this sounded kind of fun too. It even has a book club discussion guide inside, and those are usually good books when they have that. Eddie Hest versus Suburbia by Catherine Castoro, I guess it is. When Eddie butts heads with the town's PTA president, it's a battle of two moms, a single purple-haired tattooed outcast against the PTA president. Doesn't that sound hilarious? Both are hiding something. One has the community on her side, but which one? A winning portrait of a struggling Detroit single mother trying to make a better life for her daughter, Edwina Eddie Hest, is evicted from the apartment she shares with her 9-year-old daughter Grace after the landlord sells the building, prompting Eddie to borrow money from her mother for a down payment on a small suburban house. She thinks their newfound stability will help her be a better mother to Grace, whose father is incarcerated. Structured as a series of transcripts from Eddie's therapy sessions, that sounds very interesting. The voice-driven narrative depicts how Eddie, a self-described rebel with tattoos and dyed purple hair, gradually loses the chip on her shoulder. "I don't intend to hang out with suburbia," she says early on, as she spends more time than she'd like with soccer mom Sheila, whose daughter is friends with Grace. The story takes a strange turn when Sheila blackmails Eddie, threatening to expose the fact that Grace's father is in prison. Castoral skillfully raises the stakes all the way to the deliciously karmic ending. It's a satisfying tale of redemption. Doesn't that sound fantastic? I have literally never heard of this book before, just randomly ran across it at the library this morning, and I thought it sounded fantastic, so we'll see. I love the cover on this one. Spiders spook me out, but spider webs are just so artistically beautiful. I love to take photos like of a spider web when it has all the dew on it in the morning. Like, it's just beautiful. But spiders themselves terrify me. I got in my car the other day and there was a giant black spider in there. The car was in drive at the time. Thankfully, I was in the parking lot at Lowe's. I leaped out of the car screaming like... And some nice man came along and rescued me. He put the car in park for me. And he said, "Why don't you go in there and get some spider spray?" Because we couldn't find where the spider went. And so I sprayed that car down. It was quite the adventure. But anyway, I digress. Nora Roberts' Hidden Nature. Natural Resources Police Officer, baby doll's still right here on the desk. Sloane Cooper and her partner have just taken down 3 men preying on hikers in the western Maryland mountains. Driving back, she pulled in at a convenience store and walked right into a robbery in progress. One gunshot from a jittery thief was about to change her world. After being shocked back to life on the operating table, she has a long recovery ahead. So she moves back to Hernan's Rest, where her family runs a vacation cottage business. Ooh, that sounds cozy. As for the boyfriend who dumped her via text while she was in the hospital, good riddance. Sloane may be down, but she's not out. So when a woman vanishes, leaving her car behind in a supermarket parking lot, Sloane searches online for similar cases. She finds them spread across 3 states. Men and women, old and young. The missing seem to have nothing in common, and the abductions keep happening. Luckily, the new man in her life shares her passion for solving this mystery. But it will take every ounce of endurance to confront the darkness of the heart at the heart of this bizarre case before Sloane becomes the next victim. Doesn't that sound just awesome? Oh my goodness. And look at the inner cover. I love that. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. And then this is another, a lot of these, pretty much all of these are just random finds at the library. A few of them I had on hold, but this was another random one I found. Ink Ribbon Red by Alex Pavazzi, I guess. Pavazzi? I don't know. I've never heard of that author before. But I love just checking out new authors sometimes. A wickedly plotted new thriller in which a game of friends play a deadly game that unwraps a motive for unaliving. Anatole invites 5 of his oldest friends to his family home in the Wiltshire countryside. Oh, I love things that are set in England. To celebrate his 30th birthday. At his request, they play a game of his invention called Motive, Method, Death. The rules are simple. Everyone chooses 2 players at random, then writes a short story in which one unalives the other. Wow. Points are awarded for making the unalivings feel real. Of course, it's only natural for each friend to use what they know. Secrets, grudges, affairs, but once they've put it in a story, each secret is out. It's not long before the game reawakens old resentments and brings private matters into the light of day. With each fictional crime, someone new gets a very real motive. Can all 6 friends survive the weekend, or will truth turn out to be deadlier than fiction? Oh my goodness. I hope that's as good as it sounds. That might be my second one that I read after I read Richard Osman, because that sounds really good. And then we have Dear Future Me by Deborah O'Connor. A very ominous looking cover there. You never know what will happen when you try to rewrite the past. In 2003, Mr. Dandler gave his class an assignment: write letters to their future selves. 20 years later, they received them in the mail. That's just an intriguing concept to me. I like that. I wish I could have written a letter to myself from now to my younger self, warning myself about mistakes. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. That would be nice if it worked that way. I could have avoided some pitfalls. Upon opening their letters, the now adult students are shocked to find that their envelopes contain old secrets that threaten to expose the truth about a decades-old tragedy. And when one letter causes the beautiful and successful Miranda to take her own life, the small community is rocked to its core. Stunned by what has happened and armed with a clue of her own, Miranda's best friend Audrey decides to track down her old classmates to get to the bottom of Miranda's death. But in doing so, she sets off a chain of events that could expose deadly truths long since buried. Ooh, I'm telling you, all these sound really good. Like, this is the best book haul I've had in a long time. And honestly, that's why I haven't done a book haul in a long time. I was just going through a lot of difficult things, and just was not, I also wasn't finding that many. I would run into the occasional 5-star read, but most of the time I was coming home with, a couple books from the library, and I wasn't real excited about most of them. So I didn't feel like doing a book haul because it just wasn't anything because I'm not ever going to share anything with y'all that I'm not excited about, because I feel like if I'm telling y'all that I love a book, then I'm not going to say that if I don't really love it, because I would feel bad if I let any of my besties down and you got a book because I said it was awesome and then you hated it. Like, I don't want to do that to you, So if I'm not excited about the books, I'm not going to put them up here. But these I'm really excited about. And then lastly, we have Chilling and Atmospheric, says Geneva Rose, one of my favorite authors. Night Watcher, and the cover. Ooh, do I love that cover. Driving rain, the dark, the lights, the ominous shadow of a man there. Ooh, Daphne Woolsencroft. Okay, let's see. Nola Strait, a late-night call-in radio host in Portland, Oregon, listens to stories of hauntings and cryptic sightings for a living. But one foggy, wet evening, when a caller describes an eerie scene that triggers memories of Nola's escape from a serial unaliver years before, she becomes fearfully aware that he's back to finish what he started. Oh, that sounds so good. This is the perfect Halloween read right here. I'm telling you what. Nola Strait is being watched again after an encounter with a notorious serial unaliver in the Pacific Northwest as a child. Nola has grown up and tried her best to forget her traumatizing night with the hiding man. She installed security cameras outside her Oregon home, never spoke of her experience, and now hosts Night Watch, a popular radio call-in show her semi-famous father used to run. When coincidences lead Nola to believe that she is being stalked and a caller on Night Watch has a live incident with an intruder in the caller's home, the description of whom is chillingly familiar, Nola is convinced that the unaliver has resurfaced and is coming for her. With a mysterious next-door neighbor lurking in the shadows, more people getting hurt, the police not taking her concerns seriously, and evidence pointing toward her own father. What? Nola decides to become, like her listeners, a night watcher herself and uncover the monster behind the mask. Oh, wow. I want to read all of these right now. Like, how in the world am I going to decide? Seriously. Okay, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to switch this camera around and show you. Oh, maybe I can't. I was going to show you Dolly I don't know how to switch it around. Dolly in the window here. Well, I'll just do it this way. Can you say bye to our besties, Dolly? She's sitting up here in the window. Yeah, can you say bye to our besties? Look at my sweet baby. Yeah. She's just trying to sniff the camera. Okay. I will hopefully hopefully be posting soon with some awesome 4 or 5-star reviews. There's got to be at least one 5-star out of all these fantastic sounding books. So we will see. Bye.